Hey guys, welcome to the show. It is Sri Lankan Sammi, retired with mom and dad. Today we are going to talk about visas. Now, I don't have a visa because I'm a Sri Lankan citizen. I don't need a visa, but I have had a lot of people asking about Sri Lankan visas. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how you can get a visa, what you should do, what kind of visa you should get, what are the requirements, etc., on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining. We'll see you in 1 minute. All right, guys. So thanks again for joining. I really want to thank everyone who is liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and supporting the channel. If you really want to support the channel, please click like, click share, subscribe if you want, but watch a commercial. That would really help support the channel, okay? Really, really will help. And if you want to support me, you can click the link down below and buy me a coconut. What I'll do is I will match the funds and go out and buy fruit and vegetables from local farmers and support the economy here in Sri Lanka. So I want to thank everyone who is already doing that. It is Vesak weekend in Sri Lanka and monsoons are here. As you can see, it is cloudy. Been raining. Well, we went to, that's like, there is that a peacock? Yes, it is. It's a female peacock. Not a male, it's a female. Yeah. Did you see that? It's incredible. There it is. The herons are attacking the peacock. Wow. Seeing a peacock is very lucky in Sri Lanka, but that's a female, not a male, because it's the males that have the big feathers. Anyway, visas. We're going to talk about visas. So there was a huge controversy recently in Sri Lanka about visa fees. And there was some miscommunications in the media about who was running this visa program. And where did that peacock go? Hasn't gone anywhere. Anyway, so dogs, street dogs. Hey! Gotta tell him who's boss. Anyway, there was a little controversy, and basically the people thought that what happens is when you arrive in Sri Lanka, you can get your visa on arrival. And what happened was a new company was taking over the processing of the fees, the financial transaction. Don't know why, don't know the reason behind it, but that's what was happening. And the fees were increased. People didn't like that. And some people thought that it was the actual processing of the visa was being handled by an Indian company. And there was all this miscommunication in the media, kind of blamed the government, which is what happens. And it turns out it's actually a pretty famous company that does this. It is a pretty big company out of Switzerland or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. And they were only managing the processing of the visa. They weren't, Sri Lankan government immigration department was still managing the visa. This is the financial transaction that's being processed by the company. Anyway, big brouhaha about it. Then the internet stopped working at the airport, so they couldn't process them, etc., etc. It was such a big issue. Anyway, government went back to doing it themselves. So, by the way, you should know that any of this information could change tomorrow. Visa information changes so rapidly, so please check online. So here's what I do. Now, I don't need a visa here, but if I did, first thing I would do is if I'm coming here, is I would go online and Google, do I need a visa? Check online, do some research, see if you need a visa. Then, do not process your visa application via any third-party website, right? Because they charge you more. Go directly to the Sri Lankan immigration website and apply for your e-visa from there. Everyone needs a visa coming to Sri Lanka, everyone. There are a few countries that are exempt from the fees, but that information changes on a weekly, monthly basis, so I'm not going to go into that here. Just basically know this, my viewers, who are people from Western countries, Canada, UK, America, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, Western countries, you will need a visa on arrival or an e-visa, okay? So make sure you go online and get your e-visa. This will give you a 30-day visa. Either you pay for it in advance, cheaper, online, or you do it on arrival. Now, doing it on arrival adds another 15 minutes to your processing at the airport. So it's up to you if you want to do that. And it adds a greater fee because it's a higher price to do it on arrival. Then, you can extend your visa. If you want to extend your visa more than 30 days, you have to do it, and I'm going to suggest you do it as quickly as possible. You can do it, number one, you can do it online. You can do it online, and you can get a 2-month extension. Or you can get up to 6 months if you go to the immigration office. Now, if you're going to go to the immigration office, get a fixer. You can get a fixer in advance, or you can go there and just hire one of the guys that are standing out front to help you. They'll get it done for you quick and easy, painless. You need a couple photographs, you need the fee, you need the form, and you need your passport. Guys, also check your passport. If it's got less than a year, get a new one. Okay, get a new one. Don't bother with a passport that's got 8 months, 10 months, because in most countries you need 6 months from the date of departure on your passport. Okay, that's one thing to check. Anyway, so what other kinds of visas are there? So I'm going to go through the least common visas and then go to the most common and the newest visas. So the least common visas are like medical tourism, having to come for a court case, religious and political, okay? Those are the least common ones, and those ones you have to apply at your consulate in your home country, okay? That's really important to know because I've had a few problems. For example, I'm a Canadian citizen and I went to the Sri Lankan embassy in Korea and they didn't know what to do with me because they're only trained on dealing with South Koreans and Sri Lankans. They don't know how to deal with Canadian passports. So there was a big issue going on over there about what to do with my application for Sri Lankan citizenship because they've never been trained on what to do with Canadians. So that caused a few problems. So you have to go to the country of your passport, the Sri Lankan embassy, in the country of your passport. Now you can do most of the things online, but if you need to go to the actual consulate, you got to do it in your home country of your passport, not where you happen to be. Now, also the bureaucracy of Sri Lankan embassies is insane. Oh, just awful, 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 awful. Government here is just like, oh. Only South Korea is worse. Well, I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie. Wow, it's hot. When the sun comes out, it's hot. It is lunchtime. So the sun is pretty high. Anyway, what else is there? There is, oh, one of the things I noticed about the tourist visa, unlike other countries, you can do other things other than tourism. You can attend and participate in sporting events, music festivals, things like that. As long as you're not earning money, you can participate in those, which is interesting because you couldn't do that with other countries, like for example, Korea. If you were coming to participate in a sporting event or a music festival or arts festival, that's considered working, even if you were doing it for free. Well, if you were doing it for free, I don't know, but you have to be careful about that. So anyway, that was one little thing that I learned. The other kinds of visas are investment visa, retirement visa, and a home scheme visa. Now they call them schemes here, but it's not scheme as in scam, it's scheme as in plan. That is colloquial Sri Lankan English. They use the word scheme to describe a plan, not a scam. Although it could be a scam. It is scammy because of the price they charge. So, I need to figure out why I'm getting this fog on the lens. And the lens is all fogged up on the inside, on both sides. Jeez, I'm sorry guys. I really don't like these lens covers. I gotta figure out what I can do to... It's because of the humidity. The humidity that is here, it's like 90% humidity today. So, I'm really sorry about that. I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing working properly. And I thank you for your patience in understanding my video editing is not the best. My sound hopefully is getting better. It's a beautiful bird. So what else? So we have that visa. We have, so those are the ones I'm going to talk about, the 3 visas I'm going to talk about. The other visa that they have is NGO, government, what else? Those kinds of things. But a tourist visa is what most everyone is going to get. Now, if you want to retire here, there are some options. The first option is an investment visa. Now, the investment visa gives you permanent residence, basically. It just renews automatically every 2 to 5 years. And that is going to cost you a lump sum investment of $250,000 US for the original applicant, and then $30,000 for every dependent. And those are permanent residents. So you'll stay forever. Now, the other thing is that you cannot repatriate the funds. You cannot take the money out of Sri Lanka. It goes into a special account. Gosh, I hate this thing. I've got to figure out. I'm really sorry about that. So The interest you can, but the original monies, no. Forever. And the reason, you're just basically buying a visa, buying like permanent residence. Okay, so I don't think it's permanent residence, but it's considered, I consider it permanent residence because you're here, you stay forever. The only thing you can't do with that visa is work. You can earn money through investment, but you can't work. Next visa is a business visa, where you, oh, sorry, that is the business visa. Sorry, that's the investment business visa, $250,000 US. Then there is the home, like if you want to move here and live here. Again, you cannot work. And that will cost you $2,000, $2,000 US a month. You need to bring into the country $2,000 a month. And then $1,000 for each dependent. So a family of 4 would be $5,000 a month that you need to bring into the country. And that is a 2-year renewing visa. Then they have a new one called the Dream Home Scheme, and that's a little less. It's $1,500 per person and $700 per dependent. I don't know the difference between that and the work visa, except a few $100s a month. Oh yeah, the work visa you can work. The Dream Home one you cannot work. That's the difference. I'm going from memory. I didn't write this down. Sorry about that. So it is a little bit more expensive than Thailand. Thailand's a lot cheaper to get a permanent residence visa. So that is the visa situation. Should you get a visa? Here's the other thing. You cannot get naturalization or permanent residence or citizenship through marriage. You can't. The only way to get citizenship is to go through the naturalization process, which I don't think any of you want me to discuss here because it's a huge, long process. I don't think it's even available to non-Sri Lankan heritage people. Like in Korea, I could become a citizen if I want to. The process is long and hard, but it's available. Philippines, impossible. Thailand, it is. And here, I don't know because, again, I'm a citizen. But I'm gonna say it's not available because I kind of briefly looked at it. You cannot become a citizen through marriage. Not sure if you can become a citizen through naturalization processes, but that's another blog. So that's basically what you guys can do. If you need more information, Google search immigration Sri Lanka. Do not use an agent, an immigration agent, or an immigration website. Use the Sri Lankan government authorized website because that information is up to date as of when you log in. And even then, it's not entirely accurate. Contact your local consul. That's my advice for you guys. I want to say thank you to everyone who's joining, liking, sharing, commenting. Please comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. If you do that like button or that comment, it helps the channel get in front of other people, which I will truly appreciate. Thanks again, guys. Remember, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. I'm Sri Lankan Sammi, retired with mom and dad. I'll see you all on the other side.